Have you ever felt a sudden, inexplicable shift in your surroundings? A momentary flicker that suggests a hidden layer beneath the mundane? What if these fleeting sensations are not just imagination, but glimpses into something far more profound? We often dismiss these as glitches in our perception, but what if they are glitches in reality itself? For many, this hidden layer has a name: the Backrooms. It's a concept that has captivated millions, a place both terrifyingly alien and disturbingly familiar. But is it merely an internet phenomenon, or does it tap into something deeper within the human experience? Tonight, we delve into the unsettling question: are the backrooms actually real? We will explore their strange origins, the widespread familiarity that defies explanation, and the scientific and psychological theories attempting to make sense of this pervasive mystery. Prepare to question the very fabric of your reality. The phenomenon known as the backrooms exploded into public consciousness in 2019, originating from a single, unsettling creepypasta. It described an endless, non-Euclidean maze of yellowed, musty rooms, illuminated by the incessant hum of fluorescent lights, all resting on damp, stained carpet. It was a place of infinite corridors and oppressive sameness. What followed was an immediate and overwhelming reaction from millions across the globe. People reported an uncanny feeling of recognition, a sense of, "I've seen this place before," or "I've dreamed about this exact environment." This wasn't just a scary story, it felt like a shared memory. This widespread, almost universal familiarity is what truly elevates the backrooms beyond mere internet fiction. It suggests a resonance that transcends cultural boundaries and individual experiences, hinting at a deeper collective understanding of such a space. The question then becomes, why does it feel so familiar to so many? One compelling theory points to the concept of liminal spaces. These are locations that are stuck between purposes, places of transition that are not meant for lingering. Think of empty malls after closing, deserted hotel lobbies, or the vacant corridors of an old office building. Psychologically, these spaces trigger a unique blend of nostalgia and unease within the brain. They evoke memories of past activity, yet their current emptiness creates a disorienting void. Our minds struggle to categorize them, leaving us in a state of unsettling ambiguity. When the brain encounters such a void, it attempts to fill the informational gap. Often it defaults to primal responses, interpreting the unknown as a potential threat, thus generating a subtle sense of fear or apprehension. The backrooms, with their endless, purposeless nature, perfectly embody this effect. They feel like a distorted, unplaceable memory, a place we might have passed through but never truly inhabited. This makes them profoundly unsettling, tapping into our innate discomfort with the undefined and the transitional. Another widely discussed explanation is the dream theory. Thousands of individuals claim to have dreamed of backrooms-like spaces long before the meme ever existed. These accounts often describe similar features: endless corridors, yellow walls, and the distinct hum of unseen lights. This theory suggests that our brains store fragmented memories of barely remembered places, perhaps from childhood, or even from fleeting glances in our daily lives. These fragments, when processed during sleep, can coalesce into vast, sprawling environments. It's possible that these individual fragments, when combined across many minds, form a kind of shared dreamscape. The common elements of these giant dream locations then align with the core description of the backrooms, explaining the widespread sense of déjà vu. Perhaps the most speculative yet intriguing theory connects the backrooms to the simulation hypothesis. If our world is indeed a programmed environment, then what happens when the program encounters an error? The backrooms could be a manifestation of such a glitch. Visually, the backrooms bear a striking resemblance to placeholder or loading zone areas found in video game engines. These are generic, unfinished environments designed to exist between fully rendered levels, often featuring repeating textures and basic geometry. This leads to the hypothesis that the backrooms might represent a maintenance level of reality itself, a space not meant for human interaction, but rather for the underlying processes that govern our perceived world. It's the backstage area of existence. Moments of mental detachment, such as zoning out, experiencing intense déjà vu, or even certain meditative states, could be interpreted as potential glitches in our perception. These brief lapses might allow us to momentarily access this hidden, underlying layer of reality. Within the lore of the Backrooms, time is often described as feeling profoundly wrong. There are no windows, no clocks, no natural light cycles, and no external cues to mark the passage of hours or days. This lack of external stimuli has a powerful real-world parallel. Consider the effects of sensory deprivation experiments. When individuals are isolated from external sights, sounds, and temporal markers, their brains begin to distort their perception of time, sound, and even their own reality. The mind, starved of input, starts to create its own. In the Backrooms, this constant, unchanging environment could induce a similar state. The absence of external stimuli would cause the brain to lose its anchor to conventional reality, leading to profound disorientation and a subjective experience of time that is fluid and unpredictable. A more grounded yet still mysterious observation concerns the specific architectural style of the Backrooms. They consistently resemble unfinished commercial spaces, often from a bygone era. The repeating yellow wallpaper and the incessant buzz of fluorescent lights are almost universal descriptors. This suggests a forgotten architectural trend, a common aesthetic from a particular period that our brains somehow retained. Perhaps these were the generic, unmemorable spaces of our collective past, places we barely registered but which left an imprint. It's possible that these specific design elements, once ubiquitous in certain types of buildings, have become archetypal. They represent a kind of default setting for an empty, transitional space in our subconscious, making them instantly recognizable yet deeply unsettling. Finally, we arrive at the profound idea that the Backrooms exist within the collective unconscious. This concept, popularized by Carl Jung, posits a shared psychological space where universal symbols, patterns, and environments, known as archetypes, reside. Jung suggested that humans share a deep, inherited psychological structure, leading to similar dreams, myths, and symbolic understandings across cultures. The Backrooms could be one such archetype, a universal representation of a labyrinthine, transitional, or forgotten space. Therefore, the familiarity stems not from physical visits, but from deep layers of the human mind itself. It's a place we recognize because it's woven into the very fabric of our shared psychological heritage, a primal fear of the endless and the unknown. So, are the Backrooms real? In the conventional physical sense, no. You cannot simply no-clip through a wall and find yourself in an endless maze of yellow wallpaper. However, to dismiss them as mere fiction would be to miss their profound impact. The Backrooms are deeply real, psychologically, neurologically, and symbolically. They tap into our innate fears of isolation, disorientation, and the unknown. They resonate with our experiences of liminal spaces, our dreams, and perhaps even our collective unconscious. Ultimately, the Backrooms stand as a modern myth, born from the digital age but rooted in ancient human anxieties. They represent a place humans recognize, a feeling we understand, but a phenomenon we cannot fully explain. And it is precisely this unsettling familiarity, this inexplicable recognition that makes them so terrifyingly real.